What's up, guys? I'm here with Charlie. Hey, Charlie. As you could see from the video that I just uploaded a little... Charlie, if you step on my pictures, I swear I'm gonna donate you. I went to Stan Lee's Comikaze Expo yesterday, Sunday. It was 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I only went Sunday mostly because they were having a panel, the GTA 5 panel, and the actors were going to be there. They had only announced Ned Luke, Stephen Ogg, Sean Fontino, and Danny Tamborelli. They didn't say that Slink Johnson was going to be there, Lamar. So he was a total surprise that he was there. I already uploaded the panel, so go check that out. It's about 50 minutes long, but it's so worth it. It was really good, and these guys are freaking awesome. So they had the panel, and then they had a signing afterwards. They did such a bad job at organizing it because they put us in this tiny room, and I'm like, what were they thinking? Like, why would you even put Grand Theft Auto panel in a tiny room? Ugh. They had to turn away so many people, and I seriously thought I was gonna be one of them. They cut the line off almost right behind me, and I went to stand in line maybe a little bit 45 minutes before, and there was already this huge line, and I was like, oh my god, Charlie, don't. He loves stepping on people's things. So yeah, I was like, if I don't get in, I'm seriously gonna riot. It's pretty much like a tiny Comic-Con, really small, nowhere near the size of Comic-Con. I mean, freaking Comic-Con now takes place in different venues. Like, they actually have to go, they have panels in a hotel, and they have to put it in different areas because of how big it is. But this was just in the convention center, the LA Convention Center, and they didn't even use the whole convention center like they did in E3. E3 was like the South Hall, the West Hall, and the other hall. I forgot what they call it. I don't think it's East. I think it was something else. But they pretty much used the whole convention center for E3. But this one, they only used the main hall, which was the South Hall. And there was hardly anybody there, I think because it was the last day. But there was a lot of really cool people there. The only problem was that I didn't sleep at all that night before. I think I got an hour of sleep. So I woke up. And usually when I get an hour of sleep, I am usually really hyper and really awake. And then in the night I'll pass out. But this time I was feeling really, really bad. I in the morning I got up and I was like, man, I just want to go back to sleep. And I stretched, I closed my eyes and stretched. And when I opened them, I seriously felt like I was going to pass out. Everything just started going black. And I was like, there's no way I'm missing this GTA 5 panel. But yeah, it was so worth it. I went with my brother, his wife, and I met up with my cousin Steve there. Steve Zaragoza from SourceFed. I hadn't seen him in a long time, so I had asked him, I was like, dude, are you going? And yeah, he went with his wife. So it was really nice to see them. I hadn't seen him, like I said, in a long time. I bought this hat. They had so many cool things there to buy. I was like, oh my god, I seriously want to buy everything. They had all these Funko Pop. I was looking for the Mass Effect Funko Pop, but they didn't have them. I thought they might have, pre-release things or something. They're supposed to be out, sometime this month, I believe. I already have them pre-ordered and everything, but I thought they were gonna have, a pre-sale for them, but they didn't. But they had so many cool ones. I was like, they had the Ninja Turtles, and they look so cute. I love Funko. Had so many awesome shirts. But they were really expensive, and all these little cool figurines. I was this close on buying a Kirby, but the Kirby was this big, and I was like, man, I want a bigger, I want a big Kirby, freaking huge, so I could sleep on them. So I didn't get it. It was $20 too for a little Kirby, He looked really cool, though. Oh, and I don't know if I showed you guys fully the hat. It's the hat from The Walking Dead, the game. It's Clementine's hat, but the weird thing is that it's not the color that it's supposed to be. That's why I was like, why is it blue? It's not supposed to be that color. I don't know if it changes for season 2. I don't think so, but her hat's supposed to be like a cream color with like black, I think. I think the lid is black. But it's not this color, I know that. But whatever, I thought it was cool. I like the color anyways. And it's kind of like torn up too, so I thought that was pretty cool. I'm going to be wearing this hat when I do the Walking Dead Let's Play. I got these comics that I thought were pretty cool. The guy, the actual writer, the creator of the comics was there, and he was like, this is a new comic, and like, you get a special for these for like $5, $10 or something like that. And they're signed and this and that. And I was like, alright, yeah, whatever. You know, I got it. It looks cool. I like the artwork and all that. It's a true story. It's a Korean general or something like that. I can't remember. And, of course, I got my signatures, which I had to wait in line for 2 hours. It was kind of funny, though, because when we got out of the panel, but in the panel, like I told you, there was so many people there in line. So we went into this tiny little room, and there were just chairs in the middle, and it seriously looked like a classroom. Like, that's how big it was. And they had the table in the front for the panelists, or for the actors, and then the chairs in the middle, and that was it. So people that got in first got the chairs, and then everybody else sat against the walls. Like, they just freaking sat everybody in there. And I'm like, oh man, so I was off to the side. You can see in the footage, I'm off to the side on the floor. There's people around me all over the place. So, and I was reading the comments, and people are saying, why didn't you use a freaking tripod, or why don't you buy a tripod? And I'm like, hi guys, I'm gonna start recording, so yeah. Excuse me. Oh my god, did I just whack you in the face? I'm so sorry. Is this in your way? Back there, this is in the way. That's all good. You know, if you can't see it, if this is in your way, that's all good. You know, I'm gonna put this I'm gonna put this up on my channel so you can just see it on there. You know what I mean? Ooh, Charlie, I think I just whacked you in the butt. And you put my camera on there. Oh no! Watch out, man. Watch out. Can I put this on top of you? No. Please. There we go. Yeah, just don't move, alright? Because then it's gonna start jiggling and all that, and, you know, we don't want that, so scooch. Scooch, everyone. It's gonna be perfect on my channel. No, I'm not gonna do this. It's like, okay, we'll just freaking hold it. Then it's pointless. Like, why do you have a tripod if you just hold it in front of you? That could have, like, that's dangerous. I could have lost an eye right there. The point of the tripod is to hold it steady, right? For it not to move, it would have to be standing on the floor, and me just being able to zoom in, zoom out. So tripod would not have worked. And in one of those parts, I was like with my camera, and I went like this, and I got in front of the person behind me that was filming. So throughout the whole thing, I had it handy cam, man. I was like freaking Paranormal Activity up in this. I was sitting kind of like against the wall like this and turning around like this the whole time, and I was like this. And when I was like, man, you know what, I need something to rest my arm on, because I was getting really tired, and every time you see the camera moving, it's because I'm shifting hands, because I couldn't, like, I'd get really tired, and I'd move it over here. But then I had my backpack, so I put my backpack in front of me, and I put my arm resting on the backpack, so that's when all the shakiness kind of stops after that. It's still there, but not as bad as it was, like, early in the beginning. It was a horrible angle anyways, so you can't really see them as well as I would have wanted. If I was sitting in the front, I would have busted out my tripod and, like, bam! That's what I had in my mind. I never thought they were going to put us in a tiny little classroom, and I was going to be sitting off to the side, with a bunch of people surrounding me, so... But yeah, it was a really cool panel, so I had to share it to you guys. I think it's an awesome thing that people could see these panels on YouTube. After that, they didn't let anybody take pictures or sign anything right there, because I literally was like this far away from Sean Fantino when we were leaving, And I'm like, oh my god, he's right there. Freaking Franklin is right freaking here. And Lamar was like not far away. Some people didn't listen, and they just kept on giving them things to sign and take pictures and stuff. But they were rushing them out, the moderators and all that. They were like, come on. So I didn't want to get them in trouble and all that. But it sucks because they were just like, we're going to be at booth 30. And then they just left. The moderator said that. And I was like, what? Where is booth 30? And I was actually when I was in line, this guy walked past by me, and I was like, oh my god, I know that guy. And he stops and he looks at me, and I'm like, oh, it's he's another YouTuber. He's a subscriber of mine. He's done some response videos to my videos. His username is Aztec Peely, I think. But yeah, I saw him and I was like, dude. Yeah, we went to go look for the booth where they were signing, and I was like, where's booth 30? And everybody kept on telling us, it's over there, it's over there, it's over freaking there. And we were just like walking the whole time. And then we go to where the elevator was, and we see this guy, one of the moderators that was at the panel. And I was like, hey, do you know where the signing is going to be? And he kind of like stays quiet for a bit. And he's like, it's going to be in booth 30. It's going to be down there, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm actually waiting for them to go down there. And I was like, can I follow you guys? Because I didn't know where it was. And he's like, I wasn't even supposed to tell you that that I was waiting for them and all this stuff. I was like, bro, chill, man. I'm not no stalker. I didn't know where the hell booth 30 was. It was all 3-digit numbers, and I'm like, when we finally found it, there was this ginormous line already, and I was like, oh, man. We would have been the first ones there, man. We were there in line for 2 hours when we got there. We had missed Danny Tamborelli. He had already left, the guy that plays Jimmy. In line, we were just like talking about games and anime and stuff like that. I enjoyed talking to Aztec Peely and another guy that I met in line. We just started all talking about stuff. And when we were all in line, there was this lady coming by with pictures like this. They're actually like photo pictures. And she was like, who do you want? What character do you want? She only had Michael, Trevor, and Franklin. And I was like, I want Trevor. You're going to get this signed picture plus something else that you have. So we could get 2 signatures or 2 things autographed. And whoever was on the photo, you were going to get a picture with. So you could only get a picture with the person on the photo. So I was like, okay. I was like, damn, I wanted a picture with all of them. So I had my picture and my game to get signed. So I go up to Lamar and Franklin, and I give him this to get signed, and I just place my picture on the table, like, I just place it there, and Lamar starts signing it. It was pretty funny because Lamar signed this, and then he looks at the Trevor photo, and then he just signs that. He's like, whatever. I was like, yeah. He had Lamar pictures, like Lamar photos right by him, and I thought he gave me one. I felt like he did, but I guess he didn't, because I don't have it. I guess he didn't. I would not have lost that. And then I moved on to Franklin. He signed this, and he gave me a photo of Franklin. When he was signing this, there was another person getting a picture, and then they were like, they were going to get a picture with Franklin and Lamar. So I was like waiting for a picture with Franklin, but then the moderator was like, okay, come on, you got to move down. I was like, God. So I didn't get a picture with Franklin and Lamar, which made me so mad because I was like, no. So I moved down the line, and I was like, whatever. I wasn't able to get it anyways because that person had a Franklin picture. I was like, I could only get a Trevor picture. So I would just move down, and I was now with Trevor. Look what he put. You see that? Great choppers. What a smile. The cool thing about it, he was really nice because I just walk up to him and I smiled, and he was like, wow, you have a nice smile. And I was like, oh, thank you. And he's like, those are some nice choppers. Ned Luke, Michael, was right beside him. He starts laughing, and and Trevor looks over at him. He's like, what? You've never heard of choppers? And he looks at me and he's like, why is he laughing? I was like, I don't know. And then I moved down to Michael. This is Michael, I think. I'm pretty sure. We start talking, and I was like, great performance as Michael, and I was like, man, I connected with you the most because you say friggin' A, right? Of course, the real one. I say friggin' A because it rolls off the tongue better. And I was like, everybody was always asking me, what does that even mean? Why do you say that? Like, what does it mean? I don't know, man. I just say it. So when I heard Michael say it, I was like, oh, I got all excited. And he was like, yeah, man, he talks just like Michael. It was so crazy. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. But yeah, he was like, yeah, at home I say friggin' A. He's like, I've been saying friggin' A for like 20 years. I was like, so was that your thing to have Michael say that, or was that in the script? And he was like, no, that was mine. He was like, I added that. And I was like, nice, that's so cool. That just makes Michael so much cooler to me because I always wondered that. I was like, was that in the script, or was that Ned Luke adding a piece of himself to Michael? And that was him adding a piece to Michael, the whole friggin' A thing. He sees the Trevor picture, and he's like, he's like, where am I? I was like, dude, I wanted one, but they didn't give it to me. And he goes, I'll give it to you. And he picks it up, and he gives me a Michael picture, and look what he put. Bubba is the name of his kid. That's his son's name. You guys probably can't read it, but it says, thanks for the love. Freaking Ned Luke, Michael, jumped out to me was that he has beautiful eyes. I've never seen such gorgeous eyes. I was like, oh my god. His eyes are like, they're so blue, like water, like the ocean. Sounds so romantic. I sound like I'm in love with him or something. Rockstar, that's one thing they didn't do him justice, Michael, was his eyes. They should have made his eyes pop the way that Ned Luke's eyes are. They didn't get his eyes right. They should have. I think that would have added so much intrigue to Michael to have those like blue eyes, because he does. You could tell that he has blue eyes, but not like nowhere near like Ned Luke. Every time he was talking to me, I was just like, oh my god, his eyes are gorgeous. But yeah, after I left, Michael, the lady, one of the moderators, gave me this one. Because, like I said, Danny Tamborelli was not there anymore. But he left signed photos, which is cool of him. So mad that I didn't get a picture with Franklin and Lamar, dude. I got rushed down the line. I didn't think I was going to be able to get a picture with Michael because they had only told me I could get a picture with the photo that I had gotten, which was Trevor. So I got my picture with Trevor, and then I moved down to Michael, and I was like, I'm going to ask. Because they weren't rushing people down, because there were two people that were still talking to Franklin and Trevor, so I wasn't really like stopping the line. So I asked Michael, I was like, can I get a picture? And he was like, yeah, for sure. I was like, yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was really tired afterwards. I was like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I found Rana, I always say her name wrong. Rana McInerney. Rana. I'm sorry. The face model of Samara. I knew that she was there. So I just walked around and found her booth, and I said hi, got a picture, and she was wearing this really cool steampunk. She was at a steampunk booth, which I love steampunk, but yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And I know that Jessica Marizan was there with Holly Conrad, so I was so out of it that I couldn't even like look for it. I mean, for me not to be able to look for somebody that was BioWare, I was like, man, I can't do it anymore. I don't know what it is about cons that they just drain you so much. I mean, you could be doing the same thing at a con and a mall, just walking around, but you're going to be freaking dead at the end of a con. I don't know why. And then I hadn't slept. I think if I had gotten a good night's sleep, I would have been able to get everybody that I wanted, that I had on my list. Because I actually had a list of people that I wanted to get, like, pictures with. Tara Strong was there. Goofy was there. The guy that did Goofy. Edward James Olmos was there. Weird Al was there. But yeah, we just left after that. And I was like, oh, well, that's pretty much my experience at the Comikaze Expo. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.